And over the years and over centuries, African music has obviously migrated and has crossed the oceans to different places, either through migration or through resistance or through slavery. And now it's actually taking, precedence in clubs and in charts. It's taking over the world. But what does it really mean when the global sound has been taken outside of where it comes from? Does it still carry that spirit with it? And today we're joined by someone who humbly calls herself a singer-songwriter, but I think she's just a beast of the sound. Liboi herself, thank you so much for joining us.
Me.
Nice to
see you.
Thank you for coming through. Introduce yourself, because don't know the humble way of
the singer-songwriter.
Expound.
Yo, my name is Liboi. I am a creative and a storyteller, basically.
All right.
Who uses music as a medium, photography, film, writing. What else? Basically, any medium I can get, honestly, to tell stories, that's what I use. And the most comfortable place I am, or the best I am, is sound, through sound. So I do tell stories mostly through sound.
And you know what they have said about your sound? I don't know if you've heard this, but they say that your soundscape is a bridge between the past and the present.
Oh, yes.
So tell us about the spirit that your music actually carries. Where does it come from?
So like you've said, it's a bridge between the past and the present. I'm getting inspiration from our history, our culture, my roots, my identity. And just because I'm also someone who's existing now, I'm a young person existing in this day and age, and I'm also representing that generation. And so it's a battle between going back and borrowing from what we have, what we had before, so that we don't forget it, but archiving it in a way that I can also create something that is fresh and new. So it's the past, the present, to create something that is for tomorrow, the future.
What is so important that you have to go back and get connected to your roots?
Honestly, our identity and our stories. Just because we're living in a time where it's easy, honestly, to forget ourselves. We are westernized, like getting inspiration from the Western world. And so if we are not careful, it's very easy for us to lose ourselves, to lose our identities.
Yes.
A lot of people nowadays also don't know so much about their cultures. And I get it. We live in Nairobi. It's a city that we are interacting with people from different cultures. But then that's also another thing, you interact with people from different cultures, and it can be also easy to forget yours, in as much as we learn about our cultures while interacting with people from different cultures. But then we also need that extra step of going back, taking that extra step to learn a few things about where you come from. So for me, it's mostly the identity, the history. I wouldn't want to be in a world where my children do not know anything about how Kenya was back then. So then for me, archiving it through music is very important. It's just carrying it forward,
But it's not always been like that for you.
No.
Yeah. So what really happened to you that gave you this shift and gave you this determination to actually go back to your roots? Because with your album that you will be launching in August, Hatua, you were very specific that you needed to go back to your roots, to discover yourself, to find your identity. What really happened that made you feel like, nimejisahau and I need kujua about myself and where I come from?
Wow, many things. I think just the opportunity to also take my music to a global stage really led me to ask myself such questions, because outside, people really embrace who they are. They really carry it, and you see it. The Nigerians will carry it and you will see it. The South Africans will carry it and you will see it. Anyone from West Africa, Central Africa, you will see it. And so for me, I think it was just that challenge of, okay, now you're here with us, how different are you? And then I'm like, but then the only thing that is making me different is the fact that 1, yes, I am African, 2, I'm Kenyan, 3, I'm Luya. So then, like, that makes me different from you. It just already makes me, it separates me from the rest. So then I think experiencing that outside Kenya led me to asking myself such questions and just being more intentional about being more or representing my culture more, even outside, inside and outside. Because again, inside, like I said, a lot of Western influences, so it's easy to forget ourselves. So then I just need to go back and get the influences.
You've just reminded me of a conversation I had with some kids, and they want to be footballers. And all they know is these big international football clubs. And you would ask them, so do you know the leagues that happen in Kenya? Clueless.
Nothing.
Do you know any football players that are in Kenya? Clueless. And it just goes to show how much we are consuming things from outside and denying ourselves and not even creating that appetite for the things that are happening here.
That is very true.
But you said something very interesting. When you went outside, you realized how much you don't know about yourself.
Myself.
Correct.
And my culture. But I think the thing is, culture, Wakio, when I interact with you, just by me learning so much about your culture, I'm actually being put in a position of, now I also have to know stuff about my culture. And sometimes also we have similarities in culture, so then it's another way of learning. Do you feel when you're performing in global stages, and maybe you could just mention to us where you have been and what stages you've actually been performing, but do you feel there's an ancestral responsibility to represent your culture, that they're watching you? Yes, to represent my land, and that is like Kenya, the land that holds me for me, to represent Africa as well. I think, so the thing with music and art in general, even when we're taking it outside Kenya, is we're telling stories. It's not just purely for entertainment. I mean, that's the end goal. But then most of it is we are telling stories. It's for visibility, representation of our culture. We need people to know where we're from. We need people to know what we've gone through as well.
100%, yes.
So then it's not just about entertainment. And so when you go out there, for me, it's the spirit of everyone I've left behind, from Kenya, from Africa, from, because I am African. And again, just because I grew up in Nairobi interacting with people from different cultures, and we are who we are because of the people around us, right? So then for me, it's all those voices, the experiences I've gone through, that is what I take to the global stage.
And it's for a long time, the global industries have really benefited from the African sound more than the African community themselves. How is that playing out right now? Has it changed? Are there still aspects of the music industry that really benefit the global industries more than they benefit the communities here?
I think, first of all, that conversation, I think I'd say it's probably more of governments or institution ensuring that in the African countries we have opportunities and platforms that are having the Africans not, if we have enough economic opportunities or cultural opportunities in Africa, in our countries, then there will be no need for us to actually go outside. So then just the fact that outside it's different economic-wise, I think that's also something that contributes to people, going outside to share their music with the global stages. But then number two, I think we all appreciate things we don't have, right?
Yes.
Ukienda kwa jirani today, you will admire their house.
Yes.
But then it doesn't mean that your house is really bad. In fact, you want to live there. You enjoy their food more, not yours. It's just because we love the things we don't have. And so outside, just because it's new to them, it's different. It's not their day-to-day thing, then they tend to appreciate it more. So then when we think about who is benefiting, again, think of immigration. We have people also who left Kenya or Africa countries and went, to other global or, places. And so then they are still there enjoying and benefiting from the music that we are sharing with them globally. So then it's a bit of who's benefiting. It's almost, I'd say it's everyone. Honestly, I'd say it's everyone. Although. But I would say
kuna wenye wanakula the bigger pie, right? And Nasio Sisi.
Nasio Sisi. Nasio Sisi. Yeah. But honestly, I feel like it's a bit of everyone, because the people, again, that immigrated there, they do feel like, you know, the sense of home, belonging, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So when you perform to the diaspora,
the
the Kenyans living in the diaspora, they get
they're
to...
benefiting as well, yeah.
Yes, I see what
I
you
am
mean.
benefiting as well, because then it's good visibility for me. It's good opportunities for me. Again, it's a platform for me to tell my story, so then I'm benefiting. My country is benefiting as well, because then I'm not just there solely as Liboi, but I am there as a young woman from Kenya representing her country and her culture. So then you see, the industries there as well are benefiting, yeah?
Because it's a cultural exchange as well.
It's a cultural exchange. So I feel like it's just a bit of everyone. It's just the levels and percentages, and because I mean, there are people who benefit more than others, yeah.
You talk of this traveling, because you've traveled to different countries to perform, and also being part of residencies as well. That's one thing that we are still lacking in Kenya, where we actually have residencies that support artists. Yes, that are already funded, and they support us, artists. And that's why many artists end up traveling the world, because that's where you find national arts councils that are actually working.
Like I said, it's just there are no good structures and opportunities for us to stay in Africa or Kenya. I can't speak about the other countries in Africa, but let me say Kenya. It's difficult to stay in Kenya because of the opportunities. We find them outside, so then, you know, yeah, it's easy for us then to go there. I think it's a conversation of, can the governments and the institutions, even cultural institutions, ensure that then the spaces in Kenya are well supported for us to stay away from even these geopolitical controversies.
Yes. So when you're traveling, you have your outfits, which you're always looking very dashing and very, very African. You have your locks, which almost appears very African as well. And then you carry your instruments. Tell us, just play that kalimba first of all. We want to hear a little bit of it. Hey, Liboi.
That's the kalimba.
This is the kalimba.
Yes.
And you play the kalimba. What else do you play?
I play kalimba, mbira, litungu from Kenya. So the kalimba is, I mean, kalimba and mbira is basically the same thing. Traveled across Africa back in the day. We have it in Kenya, it's called kalimba. In Zimbabwe, it's called mbira. In Tanzania, ilimba. Like, different countries have different names for this instrument.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's very, it was used for healing, for ceremonies, whatever ceremonies in the village. And so for me, I use it to communicate and tell stories. They're just not instruments providing sounds, but then they're also communicating.
And you see, I love that you mentioned the healing part of it, because as Africans, we use music for that.
A lot.
For healing, for rituals.
Yeah, the drums.
All that, Do you think that we've forgotten that?
I just think nowadays when we speak healing or wellness, we tend to look at it in a Western perspective, or, you know, we'll just think of medicine maybe, or the Western way of Western practices of healing, but then
even their rituals,
but we forget just dancing. That is an African way. That was our ritual. Playing drums, storytelling, even.
Yes.
We tend to, I think, I agree, we are
very
forgetting.
Therapeutic. We are forgetting, and maybe it's time for us to go back.
Yes.
And you are releasing an album on the 20th of August.
On the 28th of August.
20th of August. And this particular album has 12 amazing
tracks. Those are many. There were supposed to be 16.
Oh, okay.
They were supposed to be 16, but
12 amazing tracks. Question to you, Liboi. If your ancestors were to wake up today, which track out of those 12 do you think they would say, that's our daughter?
Oh my God.
That one is from the soil. That one is carrying our spirit.
There's probably others, but then right now I think at the top of my mind, I'd
Yeah.
say Leo. And just because also of the message, because for me, I usually rely or tend to go back to the people that fought for the things I'm enjoying now. So then I'd say Leo because of the message.
We have to hear that Leo. Does it have the kalimba as well?
It does have.
Oh,
the
awesome,
kalimba.
awesome. Let's hear the Leo.
Leo, 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 Leo. Leo, 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 Leo. Leo, 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 Leo. Wacha kifanyike leo kifanyike. Wacha kitendeke leo kitendeke. Visana visanga vyote vitendeke. Kama tunalia leo na tulie. Aye vitani vyetu. Hakuna yule atakaye tupigania. Leo, 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 Leo. Leo, 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 Leo. Msema kesho kweli ni muongo. Msema kesho kweli ni muongo. Leo, 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 Leo. Leo, 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 Leo.
No, I feel like
Today is the day we fight for everything.
no, I feel like I should join you. Maybe you should just teach me how to just teach me the chorus first.
Leo, 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 Leo.
Let's go for it.
Leo, 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 Leo. One more time. Hey, hey. Leo, 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 Leo. Msema kesho kweli ni muongo.
Hey, hi.
Msema kesho kweli ni muongo. Aya, we go. Leo, 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 Leo. Ayewe baba. Leo, 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 Leo.
Oh my
Nice.
goodness, thank you. You should have me as BGB in one of your songs.
Next job, you're hired.
I am hired.
You're hired.
Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you, Akio.
And I just want to ask a very, very interesting and controversial question. But yes, let's talk about the traveling before we wind up.
Okay.
Traveling in African countries and traveling outside of Africa. What has been your experience and what do you think we can do better to make sure that we do more collaborations between African artists rather than just, you know, going outside of the continent, which apparently is cheaper?
Actually, going outside is cheaper than
Yeah.
within Africa. Yeah, and I think that's a problem. Just the borders everywhere, that's a problem, number one. But then in Africa, I think the structures and I like the term Pan-Africanism, but then it's just not as strong
Yeah.
as it is in other fields than it is in art. It's a problem. So then connecting with other artists from other parts of Africa, it's easy virtually, but then when you want to actualize it, it becomes a problem because funding is an issue. Again, the structures or the immigration structures, I don't know if that's the word.
Compliqué.
It is very complicated, yes. There's a time just going to a country, our neighboring country, I'm not going to say which one, was hectic because,
hectic for you, yeah.
because now you have to pay permit, and the permit is $100 for one person in a band. Imagine you have a band of 9 people.
Oh my God.
That's $900. Imagine you're going to play for a gig that's going to pay you maybe $1,000 or $15.
You spent all your money on your logistics and
on
your
the
movement.
permits and movement.
What we are saying here is we need to do better.
We need to do
As a
better.
continent, we need to do better.
Yeah,
We need to do
yeah.
better for our musicians so that we can collaborate.
But I also think, I also think that it comes from the fact that in most countries in Africa,
Yes.
Art is not a real thing. Like, finish playing and then you do your real thing. You know, like it's not a serious thing. It's
There's
not,
so many things
it's not
we need to
considered.
shift our attitude as
Yes.
well. We need to start looking at art as a career of
Yeah.
choice that someone can actually go through and actually be successful in it.
Yeah.
And it's adding value to us because
economy
it's
as
it's
well.
a economic activity,
Yeah.
cultural exchanges. So we are super privileged that we had you, and
Thank you.
play so beautifully, and
Thank you, Aki.
sound so
And
beautifully.
you sounded beautiful as well.
Yay! Thank you so much for joining us. This has been TV47 Prime, and oh my goodness, I don't know how else to end on a Friday evening other than with that kind of vibe. So from myself, and also from our sign language interpreter, Rhoda Nyamai, as usual, it is good night.